Today, I'd like to talk to you about a topic that most of you will experience if your narcissistic abuse happened around an adult relationship, like dating or marriage or something like that. One of the greatest fears, there are many, but one of the greatest fears is, how will I ever be able to trust again? How will I get back into the dating pool and be able to trust a person when I trusted somebody, I used my best judgment, and look what happened? That's very realistic. It's a very rational thought, and really a logical fear to have. But the narcissists are very, very predictable in their behavior, and they have a very particular kind of technique for capturing what I call emotional hostages, which most people call relationships. But you can't have a relationship with a narcissist. It is an emotional hostage situation that you got into. It's a bait and switch. You didn't end up getting what you bought. And I say that because narcissists are actors, and their goal is to capture narcissistic supply, captive narcissistic supply. Hence, I say emotional hostages, because then they have a guaranteed source of narcissistic supply. But narcissists are not kind, they're not generous, they're not attentive, and they're not empathetic. So in order to capture somebody this way, they have to put on an act. This is the false self acting as someone who truly loves and cares about this person. So when you meet this person, you feel as if you've met your best friend. And what do you do when you meet your best friend? You let down your guard. You talk about your hopes and your fears and the things that have happened that have hurt you in your life. But this false self, this actor, is there to love bomb you and to get you so high on them that you lose touch with the ground. You lose touch with reality. And you become smitten. And why would you think it's anything but your soulmate or the perfect partner? This person checks all the boxes, every single one of them. You can't believe you've met this person. The problem is the person never existed. They were there to capture you, to bait and switch, to sell you on something that was not true, that was a lie, that was a fraud. And narcissists, because this is not their natural affinity and they're putting on an act, they cannot keep this up for extended periods of time. They'll do it as long as they have to, but they wait for some kind of commitment from you, from moving in together, getting engaged, saying I love you, getting married, talk about marriage, anything like that, having a child. And it's at that point where they know that they have you that the abuse begins. And so when that abuse begins, you don't know what has happened to you. And you think it's your fault. And you think something has happened with this person. If you just wait it out, if you just do this or do that, or don't do this or don't do that, that person will come back to you. The truth is, the person never existed. The abuser is the true person. Not really a true person. It's still a false self. But the abuser is what you're going to have for the long haul. So let me tell you how they go about capturing you so that you know to look out for this. One of the things, as I said, was they move very quickly. They try to push you into a relationship. That is a sign. It's a very, very bad sign. If somebody is doing this with you or to you, what you need to do is say, I need to take this very slow, and then do it. And if they say, okay, but then they continue to pressure you about making a decision about this, huge red flag. Make a different choice. Throw that one away and try another one. One of the things that they do during the love bombing stage is they interview you. The interview has a very specific purpose. It sounds as if they are caring. It sounds as if they want to know about you. It sounds as if they want you to trust them with your deepest, darkest feelings and secrets. But that's not what's going on here. They interview you because when you give that information, you give them every single way to hurt you. And this is where they gather it. So if you meet somebody new and they're asking you to really, tell me what went on, tell me your truest feelings, I want to know, that should never happen right in the beginning. Never. And somebody who does that, this is another big red flag. I know that you want to share and you want to trust, but the point is that you cannot just blatantly trust everybody. And if you want to filter through narcissists, predators, you're going to have to pay attention to these things. Another thing is they tend to try to get cozy with you very quickly, meaning that they invite you to their place, they cook dinner for you, you invite them to your place, you cook dinner for them. And this leads to sex. It's going to lead to sex because that's their intention. And the reason it's their intention is because when you have sex with somebody, hormones are released that cause you to get psychologically, mentally addicted to this person. Sex does that. And, maybe casual sex in other arenas would not have this same reaction, but with a narcissist, it does, because you are so high on this person, and then the endorphins and the serotonin and the bonding hormones, oxytocin, kick in. And now you are truly addicted to this person. And so when everything changes, you don't understand it. You think you met the love of your life, and you just don't want to accept that that person changed. So the thing is, it never really was. The person you fell in love with didn't exist. It was an actor. It was a fraud. It was a fake. But you may spend days, years, weeks, months trying this and trying that, trying to get back what you had, that feeling, that love. You want it back because they got you addicted to it. And so you can go through everything you can think of, and I'm sure that you have, trying to bring that person back. You won't talk so much, you won't ask questions, you'll back off, you'll give them space, you won't harp on the subject or whatever it is that you think you're doing wrong. But the truth is, you're not doing anything wrong. You're being accused of it because that is the beginning of this campaign of breaking you down and getting you stuck in this relationship. So when you meet someone new, you never want to go to their place or your place. You don't want to go on vacation. You don't want to get cozy with this person. For the first couple of months, at least 3 months, all dates should be in neutral territory. Meet for coffee, meet for dinner, meet for lunch, meet for breakfast, go on hikes, go to the movies, and bring your own car, and have them bring their own car, and then when it's over, say thank you very much and go home. A narcissist will not put up with this, because if they can't rush you into this relationship, they're going to move on. Another thing that to keep in mind is, and most people who get involved in these typical relationships with narcissists are very kind, understanding, open, lovable, forgiving people. Empathetic, perhaps, or empathic, perhaps. These are wonderful traits to have, and I never want you to lose them. But that cannot be what you put forth first. When you first meet someone, you have to be more businesslike. You have to not be so compassionate. And the thing is, narcissists will test you. They will throw out a comment somewhere in the beginning to see if you'll say, oh, that's okay. Like they'll say, you know, I feel really bad, but I was cheating on my last wife, and I really, really feel bad about this. And I hope you won't hold it against me. And the kind person that's meeting them will say, oh, no, I understand. I understand, that's okay. And they may say something else like, I'm really not good at loving. I really don't know how to have a good relationship. And you'll say to them, don't worry about that. I will show you how. And then you'll proceed to take it on yourself to teach them how to love you, which is an impossibility because narcissists don't have the ability to feel love. They don't know what it is. They don't recognize it. They don't feel it, but they mimic it. So they use words, and the words can be very confusing. They say love. You have to make sure that the words are matching the actions. So these are a couple of red flags to look for. If you'd like to know more, you can pick up my book, Close Encounters of the Worst Kind, 2nd edition. If you don't already have it, it's in paperback, digital, and audio. And it truly is the most comprehensive, easiest to understand book on this topic out there. It's available on Amazon. And I highly recommend that you get it and read it. I'm not hawking my books because I make pennies on my books. I make very little on my books. But I wrote these books because I want to be able to spread myself around in a way that I couldn't do it if I had to meet one-on-one with every single person who was going through this. So the book is everything you need to know, what it takes to heal, what the side effects of this are, how every relationship looks. Every single relationship, mother, father, sister, brother, family, friend, boss, co-worker, sibling relationships. I mean, I break it down to every relationship and show you exactly what it looks like and how destructive it can be. So you'll see yourself in many of these parts of the book, many of these portrayals, I should say. And it can be very validating for you. Not only is it validating, but it's very supportive. And I speak in the same voice. I mean, not in the audio. The audio, I have someone speaking for me. But in the book, it's very gentle. It's very loving. It is not going to threaten you at all. And you'll just learn. So bottom line is, you don't have to be afraid down the line to go back into the dating pool. What you have to do is be smart about it, and you have to listen to your gut. Because every single one of you who got into these relationships had some sort of gut feeling initially, and then you went through with it. So your gut is the truth teller. if you're with somebody and you get these weird feelings, don't doubt yourself, doubt the person. You can't afford to doubt yourself. And even if you're wrong, that's okay, because you need to practice this in order to protect yourself long term. There are wonderful people out there, many wonderful people, but you have to pick through the predators, and they will attract to you. Also, when you put up your profile on these dating sites, be very careful with how gentle and sweet and forgiving you come across. You don't want to do that, because that is a narcissist magnet. So I hope this helped you today. I thank you for listening. Bye-bye.